Otherwise,
Yes. The invention worked. This would be a perfect time to leave and pretend the rest of the story was just as happy and successful.
there's no way Father had seen it. It's not like him to see himself in the lens for
Certainly, I wish I could go back and change the history of the Baudelaires at this very moment. Other than the descent into misery and tribulation and dire inconvenience, which will occur shortly.
You don't seem scary because of all the mess. It's Mr. Poe from the pen. What's he doing here? How do you do? How do you do?
Fine, thank you.
You need someone that has robotics, or probably your chick.
I have some very bad news for you, children. Your parents have perished in a terrible fire.
Oh, Jim Whipsy.
How do you do? How do you do?
Fine, thank you.
It's a nice day.
It is a nice day. I have some very bad news for you, children. Your parents have perished in a terrible fire. They perished in a fire that destroyed your entire home. I'm very, very sorry to have to tell you this, my dears. Perish means killed.
We know what perish means.
I've spent months of research and years running myself to sleep, trying to discover the precise cause of the Baudelaire fire. What my associates and I have managed to learn is that neither the official fire department nor the volunteer fire department arrived in time to stop the blaze. Within moments, the entire Baudelaire mansion was engulfed in fire. It is useless for me to describe to you how terrible Violet Klaus and Sonny felt in the time that followed. If you have ever lost somebody very important to you, then you already know how it feels. And if you have, you cannot possibly imagine.
Wait for Toby.
I've never been through anything like this myself, but I can imagine just how you feel. I did think
I've never been through anything like this myself, but I can imagine just how you guys feel.
What remains of your home, even...
He's the best character, cracks you up. I guess to show they're all the best, but they're also ridiculous.
I've never been through anything like this myself, but I can imagine just how you feel. I did think you'd want to see what remains of your home, even though it is more or less...
It's all gone.
I just want to assure you, Baudelaires, that you have absolutely nothing...
We have absolutely nothing
to worry about.
Swap.
What do we?
I am the executor of your parents' estate, which means I'll be handling all matters concerning everything they left behind.
What did they leave behind?
That'll never happen again, I promise.
Your parents left behind an enormous fortune, which will be yours when Viola comes of age. Until then, you'll be placed with the proper guardian or guardian, as decided by myself and my fellow bankers and mortuary management.
Wait a bit.
Lido.
Say goodbye, Bunnelairs.
No.
Mr. Poe, that guy right there, you see him? Have you noticed how he always coughs all the time?
Yeah, the black feet.
Like he's always sick?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
No, because it represents that he's put in charge of these children and making sure that they're safe and okay. And he can't even take care of himself. You see what I mean? He can't even get rid of a simple cough.
Yes.
So why would he be taking care of children if he can't even take care of himself? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's literally what it represents. In this show, the world is literally like flipped. And they actually even said it in a video I was watching earlier, but it is like flipped. Like the kids are the smart ones and everyone else is kind of dumb. Which like in real life, it's always portrayed like the opposite, you know, like kids are dumb and adults are smart, you know?
Wait a bit.
Bye.
Until we've identified and designated guardian, we'll stay in my family. That's not so easy, Bunnelairs. I'm sure you'll become fast friends with Edgar and Albert.
It's a raven.
It's a crow.
It's a raven.
It's a crow.
It's chicken, boiled chicken. And we have boiled potatoes and blanched string beans.
What's fried shrimp?
It means spoiled.
Maybe I steered to now, son.
No, my darling, Albert is right. Nobody has to boil their hairs. But honey, look.
Do it. Maybe not.
But I thought it would cheer them up, the little blooming gusses. I had my star reporter write an article for the front page so that everyone will know your home was destroyed and you're orphans now. The front page. Some people wait a lifetime for that. And darling, look, you're mentioned too.
Generosity shown by a prominent member of the banking community.
If your bosses at the bank see this, it may spell Promotion.
Promotion?
Promotion.
Look, that's not how you spell promotion.
Promotion.
P-R-O-M-A.
P-R-R. Honey, P-R-R. Listen to what I'm saying before you start speaking. P-R-O.
I feel very hungry. Maybe go to our rooms.
Rooms. Good night, Edgar.
Good night, Albert.
Good night, Albert.
Good night, Edgar. And good night, guests. You must feel terrible. And you must miss your parents very much.
We do.
You do what? Say it.
We feel terrible. We miss our parents very much.
That's going to make a wonderful headline.
She works for the news and she's the star. Like she's the head of the news, so
Good
she
night,
gets to
folks.
choose who they
Remember,
put out.
our home is your home.
But don't touch anything.
Did you hear her downstairs? They would be happy. She's showing them their house burned up on. You're on the front page. Some
Do
people
what?
have to wait a lifetime for that.
Zap the time.
Yes, Mom.
New Year's.
since I've inquired what became of the brothers Pup. One followed his father, the wolf banker. The other lives in a cave and talks to sheep. They each think the other one is dead. I regret to inform you, the Baudelaires is lost.
Chop, chop, Baudelaires. Now that I've found you a suitable guardian, I'm going to take you to your new home before banking hours begin. I know you must be nervous about the trip.
Nigga, she's fucked up.
Wait until bed. Some.
Look at the word.
Chop, chop, Baudelaires. Now that I've found you a suitable guardian, I'm going to take you to your new home before banking hours begin. I know you must be nervous about living with the guardian. I remember how I was when I was your age.
We're all different.
Don't you think at least a fraction of your unhappiness will turn to excitement when you meet this man? I know he's so very eager to meet you, and he's employed as an actor, so you know his excitement is genuine. His name is Count Olaf.
Never heard of him.
He's either let somebody your third cousin fourth time removed, or your fourth cousin 3 times removed. In any case, he's removed. Still, he's only 3 miles away, and your parents' will was very specific about you being raised by your closest living relative.
Does you really think that's what the closest living relative is? Mr. Poe, if you lived so close by, why didn't our parents ever marry?
Possibly because he was very busy. Because
Just
eventually I'm
happens to
also
live
very
closest
busy.
to them.
Which is why this guardian drop-off is going to be a bit hasty. Hasty means quickly because I'm due at the bank soon.
We know what he's doing is.
If I was
Hello there, salutations, shalom. You must be the Baudelaire child.
Yes, I'm Violet Baudelaire, and this is my brother Cosmo, this is my sister Sunny, and this is Mr. Poe. He's been arranging things for us.
Mortuary money management. My name is Hyla. I'm hard to go on any line. That might change.
Oh, well, I am Justice Strauss of the High Court. Forgive my not showing here, but as you can see, I am a mountain of parcels. I just bought a new toolkit because my food processor broke, although I don't know who I think I'm kidding. Because I have no inventive or mechanical skills whatsoever. Then I treated myself to new file cards for my private library. And frankly, I don't have an acute literary sense. And then, to top it all off, I forgot to buy a new bread knife. It means I have no possible way of cutting up this baguette into bite-sized pieces, which is really unfortunate because I was going to take the bread that was cut up with the white bean hummus.
I'm more than happy to be of assistance, Justice Strauss. My sister is very mechanically minded, and I'm quite adept at library science. What my sister means is her teeth are perfect for slicing bread.
Wonderful. How lucky am I to have such unusual children in my life?
Or you have a lost wife.
What?
If I was
Oh, no. Goodness me, no. No, I don't even know him that well. He's just my neighbor. His house is over there.
That's our house from Shelley compared to me.
wait until
Strange.
bed.
He said specifically he was waiting very eagerly to get his hands on you.
He said very specifically he was very eager to get his hands on it.
Hello.
The show? Yeah. Because I literally saw the first 2 seasons so long close enough attention, and I was going to watch it. And now that I know the whole thing, it kind of trips me out, so...
I am Count Olaf, the renowned actor, and your new guardian.
Plus, he's just the best.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please, come in, and mind you wipe your feet on the mat so you don't track in any mud. And don't forget your enormous fortune. Welcome to my humble home, Orphan. And a man with a hat on. Huh. Actually, I'm about to be rather wealthy, so if you'll excuse me...
Spoken with Phil, I'm from Mortuary Money Management.
Money sounds familiar.
The bank. I'm from the bank.
Ah,
Whoa.
yes, the bank. Well,
That painting.
welcome to my humble home.
It does seem to be a little
Work. Well, I realize it's not as fancy as the Baudelaire mansion, but perhaps children with a bit of your money will be able to fix it up, make it nicer.
The Count Olaf, the Baudelaire fortune is not to be used for such matters. The Baudelaire will is very specific as to how the children are to be raised in case of an unfortunate event.
Ah, yes, the fire.
They're to be raised by their closest relative.
That is I, Count Olaf.
And every cent of the Baudelaire fortune is locked up until Violet comes of age.
Which one is Violet?
The eldest.
All right, then. Well, I hope I can prove myself to be the father you never had.
We had a father.
Yes, I know. And a mother. Remarkable woman. Flammable. So, I need to sign for them or something?
What?
You're doing that.
No.
Or
Then, as we say in the theater, exit stage right.
Goodbye, Violet. Goodbye, Klaus. Goodbye, Sonny. I hope you'll do happy. I'll still check in on you occasionally, and if you need anything or have any questions, you know.
grabbing it in the same spot. It's vulnerable right there. Stop grabbing it right there. I'll find the horse.
Well, children,
Where's your horse?
before I give you a tour of your new home, aren't you going to say, how do you do to your new guardian?
How do you do?
Keep going. I can't break.
How do I do? Better and better. Baudelaire's. Better
Give out the break.
and better.
The dreadful villainy of this file has haunted me since I first met him. Every night, I continue my work on Baudelaire. I find myself thinking of his utter wickedness and severe lack of actual talent.
Do you know what this is?
It looks like a list.
Wrong! It's a list. A list of chores. Rich brats like you are probably spoiled rotten and have never done a chore in your life.
Actually, we often help around the house.
Really? Did you help around the house? That's great. Well, welcome to your lucky life. Come with me, and I'll show you the delightful features of your home. This is the kitchen, where you may help yourselves to meals. I expect you to keep everything gleamingly clean.
Gleamingly.
Clean. The stove is a bit like a servant. You have to whack it sometimes to get it to work. This is the library, which you will keep well dusted. It's where I do all my reading. I don't use the ballroom at all. You'll have to redo the floors. Laundry room. You can hang my underwear on that rack when you're done washing it. This is the backyard, which needs weeding, mowing, and pruning. It is also where you will chop wood. Bathroom number 7, the only one you are allowed to use. It has all the usual amenities, though the management regrets to inform you that the shampoo is not tear-free. If anything, it encourages tears. Rats bite. And this is where you will sleep, orphans. Out of all the numerous bedrooms in this enormous mansion, I have chose this one for your safety and comfort.
There's only one bed.
As you can see, I have provided at no cost to you this complimentary pile of rocks. Thoughts?
Thoughts? First of all, first impressions are often wrong.
Very true. For example, your first impression of me may be that I am a terrible person. But in time, Baudelaires, I hope you'll come to realize you haven't the faintest idea. I'll leave you a moment to unpack.
Okay, Sonny, he's gone. He was horrible. Did you see the tattoo on his ankle? The tattoo is just decorative pigment on skin. It's not a sign of a wicked person. This is our wicked person. How come our parents put us here? It's just a mistake. It'll get sorted out. Until then, make this our home. My mother used to say home is where you hang your hat. We don't have any hats. Just rocks. Cuz, have you read any books about people who make homes in difficult places? There's a village in the Pacific Islands, suspended on ropes above an active volcano. How do they manage? But you'll need to literally do something else. And we're already one step ahead. We know nothing. If they can survive that, we can survive tomorrow.
Showtime. Remember, if you work extra hard, you get to go to the ball. Crude, which is even grindier. Hang on to your toothbrushes. You'll need them for your teeth. Stay here, and not a peep. You're a little old for a Girl Scout.
I'm Justice Strauss.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I'm your neighbor. I live across the street.
You've done something different to your hair.
May I come in?
Is this about the children? I apologize for the noise. I told them to cry using their inside voices.
What? I just thought I'd stop by and see what they're doing. I know it's I was walking through a difficult place in hardcore. I'm not supposed to talk about it. I can tell you that it involved completely mysteries on the private card. And
Shit.
Our neighbor.
I don't want to see her. Perhaps if I just pop in for a quick hello.
Now is not a good time. They're in one of their moods.
They seem so sweet.
Do you have children, Justice Strauss?
Me? Oh, no. No, I always hoped I would. But I'm married to the law, and you can't very well have book babies. Now, can you?
Well, you dodged a bullet. Let me tell you, those children are monsters. I open my home to them, and all they do is complain. The bathroom is filthy. The rat is noisy. The bed is cramped. I think living in a mansion.
Well, they did just use their... Did you say bed?
I meant bed as in more than one bed, obviously. The plural of bed is bed.
Well, now I was alone.
Okay.
At least keep on with me, Alan. I made my own mint jelly, and please just ask them if they'd like to see me.
Fine. But wait here for your own safety. It's in the things. You missed the spot. They don't want to see you.
Are you sure? What did they say?
The land was too salty. Rich kids.
Oh, I see.
If only Justice Strauss had been able to get past Kanto. If only she'd seen the children in their horrible circumstances. If only this world weren't such a wicked and topsy-turvy place. The story might have turned out differently.
I never want to use a toothbrush again.
Why aren't you cleaning? My list was very specific.
We finished it.
You didn't.
You even washed your underwear.
You missed one. You still have to prepare a large meal for myself and my theater troupe.
We don't know how to prepare a large dinner.
Plan the menu, purchase the ingredients, prepare the food, set the table, serve dinner, clean up afterward, and stay out of our way.
How can we purchase anything? We don't have any money.
Do you know what that is?
It's a little greasy.
Money. Hard-earned money. The most important substance on earth, besides applause and lip balm. Since the bossy banker won't let us use any of your parents' enormous fortune, I am now forced to cough up my own earnings from theatrical performances and the occasional bit of consulting work. Now, quick, get a move on. The troupe will be here at 7, and in the meantime, I will be up in... Can you guess?
Your secret tower room?
Wrong! My secret tower room, which you are forbidden to go into. Understood? Forbidden!
Forbidden.
That's... yes.
How are we supposed to make dinner for an entire theater troupe? We start with a recipe. Do you think Justice Strauss's library has any cookbooks?
I wasn't expecting to see you.
We meant to come sooner. We've been cleaning.
Yes, Count Olaf told me you were very particular about that. I hope you appreciate how much he's doing for you.
I wouldn't say much.
Well, perhaps not compared to what you're used to. What can I do for you?
Actually, Justice Strauss, we really need your help.
You do?
My sisters and I were wondering
Wondering what?
if we might use your library.
I might use my library.
Yabba.
Is there any book you're looking for in particular?
A cookbook so we can make dinner.
I suppose anything but lamb. Well, my private library is open to you whenever you'd like. It's mostly law books, but there's sections on everything from Italian cuisine to the world's most threatening fungus. I suppose it's not as nice as the libraries you're used to, but...
It's marvelous. It's wonderful.
Do you really think so?
Yeah! That means she likes it.
Well, I'm so glad. The cookbooks are over there in section G, and right here is my favorite table for serious research. Do you have a paper and pencil to take notes?
Always.
What's that?
It's something my parents had.
What is that?
I don't know.
Something Klaus Baudelaire is ringing a very faint bell. A library is like an island in a vast sea of ignorance. Don't you agree?
I do. Particularly if the library is tall and the surrounding area has been flooded.
That's a very good point.
These books look promising.
Klaus, help your sister. Let me see what I can find here.
I think I found something. Pasta puttanesca. I wonder what that means in Italian. All we have to do is saute garlics and onions in a pot and then add olives, capers, anchovies, diced parsley, and tomatoes to simmer. We still have the pasta. I saw a pasta machine in Count Olaf's kitchen. It looked broken, but I think I can fix it.
It's a heat wave in The Sims also.
Is there a supermarket nearby?
Oh, no. But there is a local open air and gin distillery.
Thanks again for taking us. I don't know what we would have done without you.
Oh, you're resourceful children. I dare say you would have thought of something.
I think it's nice that you're cooking dinner for Count Olaf and your new theatrical family. I had dreams of becoming an actress, you know. An actress, a mother, instead of ending up as a world-renowned member of the judiciary in a series of strange platonic relationships. Baudelaire's? I always find cooking for family to be something of a mitzvah. Do you know what that means?
Commandment?
Blessing. You children have had such sorrow in your lives already. You deserve the blessing of a new family with Count Olaf. And if you don't mind my saying so, with me.
We don't mind your saying so.
Okay.
What's James Brown said?
I feel good. And one, and two, and it's the count, it's the count, it's the count. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count. Who else has such robust good looks in such a large amount? I'm handsome and I'm talented and love your bank account. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count. The C is for courageous, just another word for brave. Oh my God, what a very handsome name. Unbelievable good looks and brains and heart. N for the knowledge, because I'm very, very smart. T for the talent, which is such a crucial factor when you're handsome and good looking and the world's greatest actor. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count, it's the count. Who else has such robust good looks in such a large amount? I'm handsome and I'm talented and love your bank account. It's the count, it's the count, it's the count. It's the count, it's the count. It's the count.
Just for when the kids get back.
The count.
Yes, we've met.
Orphans. This is my theater troupe.
Hi.
Hello.
And as anyone in the theater knows, after a grand entrance, the audience is supposed to applaud.
Applaud me as though like this.
We're not an audience.
No, Orphans, you are not. But we have been preparing an exciting new production that on opening night will change your life. All of the artistic and financial aspects of my career are finally coming together like two pieces of a bread in the middle of a sandwich.
What my sister means is that
I don't care what she means. I don't have time to learn a second language besides whatever it is I'm speaking right now. In any case, we demand congratulations.
Congratulations.
A big round of applause. And the delicious meal that you promised myself and my troupe. Every time she talks, it's like the times of being jammed.
What my sister means is dinner will be served shortly.
Well, what are we supposed to do until then?
We could wait patiently. Both the wine.
Yes, wine. We had that nice rosé last time. It wasn't rosé, it was just watered down.
Okay, fine. I'll open up a box of the Merlot.
An associate of mine named Philip Satin famously said, to invite people to dine with us is to make ourselves responsible for their well-being as long as they are under our roofs.
Like right after
He was an
them
18th
always.
century philosopher,
That's the-
Ormond,
The narrator.
and these were three
He's
children
the
with very
limited
little
snicket.
flavor.
He's the one that writes it down and tells the story.
Nevertheless, the Baudelaire office
And he's also
Possibly
Joe and
reminds me
Family
of the one
Guy.
book like Thomas Jefferson. It would work. Well, now. I wonder if Grandpa's troop will enjoy this meal. Mother said the doctors will eat anything. I've seen it before.
Look.
They're all as talented as Count Olaf.
While they waited for the pasta to boil, Violet sauteed the garlic and washed and chopped the anchovies. Klaus peeled the tomatoes and did the olives, and Sunny banged out a pot with a wooden spoon, singing a rather repetitive song she had written herself. By the time it was time for the youngest Baudelaire to chop the parsley with her teeth, all three children felt less miserable than they had since they first came to Count Olaf's.
I think Dad would be proud of this sauce. And I think Mom would be proud of how you make your own pasta. Maybe we can make this our home after all. Remember what Father said when he burnt the quesadillas? Yeah. Better than that.
At times like these, surrounded by colleagues and cohorts, gathered in fellowship for the purpose of plotting theater, there's an eternal question that always springs to mind. When are we going to eat?
Dinner is served.
It smells delicious.
As I was saying before the Helter interrupted, there is no I in acting. No selfish urges, no arrogance, no ego, no vanity, no dangerous overabundance of inflated self-regard. There is only what the French call a certain escargot. It is the first burst of applause, second burst of applause, when the leading man glides out from the wings, faces his crowd, and presents the that's it. His soliloquy. It is the thrill of the 14th mandatory standing ovation. I give and I give to the public, just as I give and I give to these orphans. But sometimes, and every actor does this, I ask myself, is it worth it? Is it really worth it to chase an enormous fortune? Where's the roast beef?
What?
The roast beef.
We didn't make any roast beef. We made puttanesca sauce and homemade pasta.
What? No roast beef?
You didn't tell us you wanted roast beef.
Look at my guests. They can hardly touch this revolting foreign food. In agreeing to adopt you, I became your father. And as your father, I am not someone to be trifled with.
You can't go easy on children. They need to be taught to obey their elders.
You have to debate it. And all they did was slap together some disgusting sauce.
That's what happens with wealthy kids. Money is really corrupting influence.
Well, let's not get carried away.
You're a brave.
I demand that you serve roast beef to myself and my guests.
We don't have any. We made pasta puttanesca. Sonny, put her down.
Alas, poor Sonny.
Let her go.
The table's a mess. There's hardly a place to put down a baby.
Sonny.
We're leaving for rehearsals.
But the baby said there was chocolate pudding.
You children are to clean the table and wash the dishes and polish the silver and rinse out all the wine bottles for recycling. And then you are to go straight to your beds.
You mean our bed? You've only provided us with one bed.
If you want another bed, Tomorrow, you may go into town and purchase one.
You know perfectly well we haven't any money.
Of course you do. You three lucky orphans are inheriting an enormous fortune.
The money our parents left behind is not to be used until Violet...
What's happening? Jump!
The theater awaits.
Hey!
Are you alright? No. This isn't... What? Better than nothing.
There are many, many things that are better than nothing. A home-cooked meal is better than nothing. A roof over one's head is better than nothing. And a place to sleep, even if the bed is very small and the blanket damp with tears, is better than nothing. But being raised in a violent and sinister environment by a man more interested in one's fortune than comfort and well-being is not better than nothing. And as the Baudelaires would discover, there are some things that even a long night of introspection cannot change. The Baudelaire orphans knew they had to find a way out of their dreadfully unfortunate circumstances, and perhaps solve the mystery of how they ended up in. I have the same dedication to researching and presenting this story no matter what dangers it puts me in. Trouble and strife can cover this world like a dark night, or like smoke from a suspicious fire. When that happens,
Noosh.
all good, true, and decent people know that it's time to volunteer.
I'm worried about the children.
Me too. They're in danger right now.
We need to get to them.
We need to get out of here first.
And not the volunteer fire department.
It's that thing Einstein said.
Not the real fire or the metaphorical fire.
Seneca? Lindy Garnaya. Hey, luck.
Don't be sick, bitch.
Aha, Tariff Proud.
I'm curious. They say he collects strange tales. And if you ever hear his whistle, you know him.
He's so mad. Spoiled.
I gotta tell you, if you put a show like Chappelle's show, I don't know if you know what happens to you as a professional, but I'll tell you what doesn't happen. They don't just say, well, good luck.
I am who?
Diana.
Hi. I'm new, so forgive me for...
Can I help you there?
But not for me.
There was a flush of mushroom.
Let it. Hey. Yeah.
This is our...
No, hush, Mom.
Unaba. Oh, shit. Nice.
Yeah, only one would be left standing.